What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, shout out to Mr. Max because I saw his video talking about this. I hadn't even known LeBron parted his lips to say such sheer hypocritical utterances on this issue. Please subscribe to his platform, Mr. Max. So I'm gonna get into him in a second, but I just want to touch on other things first. So, chickens have come home to roost when it comes to Adam Silver and his acolytes. We've been complaining about these things for many, many, many days, many moons. Okay. They can't blame elections. They can't blame the World Series. They can't blame inflation. They can't blame these drones flying around. You know, they don't have any excuses anymore. The NBA product sucks. It's been getting progressively worse. Now, it's not just the three. It's the lack of competition. These guys don't really care anymore. These guys are really just essentially playing just for money. You know, and you can tell the passion isn't there. The intensity is not there. We can't be scammed. We see this. We see it. Adam Silver, we see this. The lack of passion. Some of it has to do with the exorbitant amount of money these guys make. I can't blame them for that. Hey, the NBA has come a long way, baby. These guys are making millions and millions of dollars, and more power to the players. But guys, man, y'all gotta look, man. Listen to us, because we are the foundation of the NBA. And if we check out completely, then what's going to happen is, in my opinion, the league's going to start contracting. And if the league starts contracting, which would be unprecedented in modern history, those checks are going to start shrinking. And there are other things that are going on, but I don't want to touch too much on too many things. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. It's the three-point shot, okay? It's the three-point shot. When the NBA first implemented the three-point shot in 1979, 1980, it was a novelty shot, really only taken in a few situations. Maybe at the end of halves, strategically, maybe at the end of games when the team was down 2 or whatever, or down 3, or when the shot clock was running down, you happen to be behind the line. The first players to really popularize it were Larry Bird and Darrell Griffith. Then you started seeing three-point specialists like Trent Tucker, Steve Kerr, Craig Hodges, right? Then you start seeing stars implementing the three-point shot in their game, like Glenn Rice, Reggie Miller. That was the perfect mix, in my opinion. But now it's gotten ridiculous. It's gotten ridiculous. In the 90s, when the Bulls was winning championships, the average team shot maybe around 10 to 14 three-pointers a game. That's manageable, and that's acceptable. When Kobe was winning championships with the Lakers 15 years ago, it was about at 18 a game. 10 years ago, when the Heatles were ruling the NBA, it was at 22. Getting a little bit high, but it's okay. Last few years has been at 35 a game. Now, teams are shooting 37 three-pointers a night. 37 and a half, which means that in an average game, they're taking 75 three-pointers a night. It's too much, man. So LeBron Ramon James was asked in a pregame presser about the All-Star game format. They're changing it to some crap that I'm not watching. I've already vowed not watching that crap. I don't even want to care to know what it is. So he was asked about that. Said something had to change about the All-Star game format. I was not part of the committee. Everyone has their own opinion. It's different in a sense, but we'll see when we get there. It's different. Obviously, anytime you make some type of change, obviously there's going to be some pushback. I don't know. I have my ideas of what could possibly work, but I'm not going to get into it. We got to do something. Obviously, the last couple of years have not been a great all-star game. That's Sunday night. But listen, it's a bigger conversation. And then he talks about the three-point shot. It's not just the all-star game. It's our game in general. Our game. There's a lot of fucking threes being shot. So it's a bigger conversation than just the all-star game. Now, I don't get how he can utter that out of his mouth, considering he's been one of the biggest offenders when it comes to ill-advised threes. I'm not talking about just the volume of threes, because we see guys who take a lot of threes. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, James Harden, although sometimes James Harden's shot attempt leaves something to be desired, right? We've seen this. But LeBron James came to the NBA, he was not a big-time three-point shooter. I would say, I'm just going off memory here, he probably took about 2 to 4 games. Then, sometime in the rise of the Steph Curry era, right, when Steph Curry started doing his thing. Now, look, none of us mind Steph Curry taking these shots. None of us. Because he's the greatest shooter I've ever seen. And I was real resistant to take that title away from Ray Allen and anoint it to him. But my goodness, man, you have to do it. He's the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life, man. Klay Thompson, one of the top three-point shooters in his prime, before the injuries. Klay Thompson was the greatest catch-and-shoot player I've ever seen in my life. Never have seen anyone better at catch and shooting than him. But LeBron James, with his inclination to always get into what's popping, be attached to something. Oh, well, I mean, I got a 3-ball that ain't too shabby myself. So he started working on his deep ball, right? And over the last couple of years, now he don't take as many shot attempts as he used to, but it was one point in time, this guy was prime time taking 7 to 9 threes a game. And a lot of them ridiculous deep balls. Matter of fact, before he went on his mysterious sabbatical, he kerplunked what would have been one of the game-winning three that hit off the backboard. So he's one of the biggest violators of the matter of fact, when you look at this game, he's pretty much either layup or three. Layup or three. Layup or three. That's it. He goes to the cup, or he's going to yak up a three. Why? Because basically you can't play defense. You got the freedom of movement rule. Oftentimes he's being matched up against a guy who's smaller than him, who don't have a snowball hell and chance of really, altering his shot. So he takes a lot of ill-advised, horrible threes. Now, last year he shot at a really great pace and clipped 41%, I think it was. He started off this season hot, but he's regressed back down to where he normally should be, in the mid-30s, which is still below average, because I think players shoot now like 36% plus. He's at 30. He's right at 36%, I think. So he's still like at best average, probably going to finish below average. So that's the thing. He takes a lot of threes himself and still shoots at a below average clip for the most part. See, if Giannis was saying this, then I don't have a problem with Giannis saying this. Because even when Giannis was still taking ill-advised threes under Mike Budenholzer, and Mike Budenholzer actually was encouraging him to do that, by the way, he still was only taking about 4 games. Now Giannis don't even take them. I think Giannis has attempted something like 33s combined, 30 attempts for the whole season. So if Giannis said this, I could take him seriously. But LeBron, nah. So you have gone with the trend yourself, bro. You've taken more threes as your career progressed. So you're part of the problem. But, you know, you could also look at it like, well, he knows that his name isn't generally attached to the three-point shot. It's guys like Steph Curry. So it could be like he's indirectly throwing blame to somebody else, which comes very natural to LeBron Ramon James, right? LeBron Ramon James, the same guy that had a stretch this year where he shot 4 for 34 from downtown, playing hero ball. So yeah, he's the last guy to be critiquing the NBA about threes. The last guy. But anyway, I mean, I've seen this guy shoot some ridiculous logo threes, thinking he's Steph Curry. Jonks hit the backboard or air ball. Come on, man. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.